ThoughtCast, the podcast where we explore the latest trends, ideas, and innovations shaping the world of work. I'm your host, Sukirti, and today we have a very special guest with us, Tarun Katial. Tarun is an old hand in the Indian television entertainment business. In the past, he has played a key role in running some of the most successful shows on Indian television, including Indian Idol, Kaun Banega Crorepati, and Big Boss. His career spans leading Sony Entertainment Television, Star Network, and Reliance Broadcast. He has also led Big FM Radio before moving on to serve as CEO of Z5. Today, Tarun has pivoted into something totally new. He founded Coto, social community app exclusively for women derived from the phrase come together. In our podcast today, we will talk to Tarun about his latest initiative, his experience in the entertainment business, and his thoughts around workplace and workplace culture. Tarun, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Sukirti. It's always enjoyable to be with young people, learn from them, share some experiences, and paint a picture for the future.
So, Tarun, before we dive into the questions, can you tell us a little bit about Coto and what motivated you to start a women-only social community platform after long years in the media business?
So, most of my career in the media business was also built around women audiences, trying to entertain them, find connection with them, stay relevant to them, to be able to build something that they could really, empathize and sympathize with. And most characters that we built over the years, whether it was Tulsi or Jassi or many others, right? While they were fictional, but they also started to embody the needs, the desires, the wants, and the lifestyle of the Indian woman. But as media evolved, we realized that social media, where people can be really raw and real and can be themselves, has been very hard for women, right? And over the last few years, social media hasn't really taken care to be able to provide a free, safe, and meaningful environment for women, right? And social media, which was the place which could have helped people with question, answers, thoughts, ideas, has now gotten reduced to being a space for a few. So we wanted to expand the space. Some personal experiences happened with me and my wife too. So we wanted to expand the space. We wanted to build a space that was really exclusive for women, where they could collaborate, where they could come together and talk about issues that are so close to their heart, that are pertinent, relevant, to them. And that's why we built a community platform, not a social media platform, but a social community platform where people could come and engage and really collectively help each other around lots of subjects that are close and personal and are important to them.
So, Tarun, I think what you're doing with Coto is actually commendable, and not just commendable, it's so meaningful to so many women in modern times. These issues that you're talking about are not heard of very commonly. I mean, people don't go about discussing all this, but this is the reality that women are facing
I
today.
must say that, while we have a large women team, there are 3 or 4 men who are equally committed to this cause. My co-founders, Rajneel and Avi, and our CTO, ZB, all 3 of them actually are really committed to the cause. So it's, people believe that men are not committed to the causes for women, but here's a company that has a lot amount of women. So Aparna or Vanchika or Anuya or many others, but also very good male leaders who are committed to the same cause.
So more power to you, to men like you, actually.
Thank you so much.
So I was actually, reading about your organization, and I came through a statistic which said that you're aiming to have about 70% representation of women in your workforce. Yes. So what kind of a workplace culture are you focused on setting up at Coto to make it more inclusive, and how different is the culture from your previous organizations?
So, one of the things we do at Coto is to allow you to work remote wherever you may be in the world. And that's why one of the big things that we believe that works for us is collaboration, right? And we use people-first approach in collaboration, where you're provided with as many tools to collaborate with your colleagues across the world. We believe that we can find talent first rather than location first. So we built a boundary of time zones as something that we operate within. So from Southeast Asia right up to Eastern Europe. You could be anywhere in the world, and we could be happy to work with you. But we will provide you with tools like Notion and Slack and Jira and many others without having to monitor your life to make you and empower you around your workplace. And that's really the virtual workplace, which believes that you're responsible, that we don't really need to tell you what you need to do, but you're accountable on your own way. And we trust you completely to be able to do what you need to do. The other big area that we work together is on customers. So we want to make sure that we understand customers very deeply. And so our culture is very customer first, and all of us spend a lot of time spending. A lot of us spend a lot of time with customers on an ongoing basis, understanding their needs, looking at data, developing thesis, taking that back, testing UI UX, testing features, so that we are building something that they need rather than what we want to do. So most organizations can suffer from a founder or a designer syndrome, where a designer or a founder or a tech team or a product team believes that the consumer wants something and goes out and builds that, versus not looking at what the consumer really wants. And so we want to reverse that. Rather than being founder first or designer first, we want to be customer first and spend enough time understanding from customers what they want. So collaboration and customer are the two C's that we focus most on.
So, Tarun, I think you've touched upon some very interesting aspects here. You spoke about the use of technology, right? And how technology actually brings in a lot of flexibility. And I think not just for women employees, but for everyone, right? And that's how we create an equal working environment where everyone is comfortable, everyone has, their managers trust them with the kind of work that they are supposed to do at the workplace or anywhere, from anywhere. And then also some fundamentals like being customer first. So very interesting, Tarun, the kind of work that you're doing at Koto. And I recently was going through a LinkedIn survey that mentioned that about 7 in 10 women quit or consider quitting their jobs due to lack of flexibility in the workplace. I know you've touched upon it in your previous response, but how do you think organizations at large should address these challenges, and what kind of workplace models can help in that?
I think, women have a lot of challenges post pregnancy, coming back to workplace after taking breaks, not making it to the top echelons because there are glass ceilings set. There is pay variance between male and female employees at the same level. So there are a lot of things that we need to address where women in workplace are concerned, right? Uh, and at the first, we need to address by giving enough women representation and enough women a voice where it matters, right? So what are we trying to do? One, we obviously want to get good representation on the overall workforce of women. Two, we want to make sure that there are women leaders at the right places who empathize with what women go through, right? We have a lot of single women who work with us, and they live with other single women. They have to take care of their homes. They've got to make sure that that they are the breadwinners, but are also managing a lot of other things, and allowing them the flexibility to operate from wherever they want to, allowing them to do what they really wish and desire in addition to the work they do, gives them that huge sense of liberation. So we have a lot of single women who travel every single month and go to our digital nomads and go to different countries and utilize their time on this side to be able to discover new places in the world, right? One of the girls has been on the road for the last 6 months across Europe, going to one single country every single month, and we don't really care where she operates from. She's having a good time absorbing different cultures, different people, and we are really excited for her, rather than trying to get her into an office or trying to bracket her into a routine that only suits us but doesn't suit her. So as long as she really enjoys herself, she will enjoy coming back to work and will find herself, easy, comfortable, liberated. And then there are, women who are coming back after kids and need to work part out of home, part out of office, need to be able to balance their time, and we are very, very okay with it. There was a woman leader who came very early after her pregnancy, and actually wanted to go back to a workplace rather than work from home because she wanted to separate her workplace from home. So there are all kinds of needs that we find from women executives. And, we've got to be mindful that women end up playing far more many roles in their day-to-day workplace rather than just, be the executive or be the mother or be the homemaker that they are, right? And so allowing them the flexibility to be able to juggle these roles and still feel liberated, feel in control, and break the glass ceiling is our endeavor on a daily basis.
Absolutely. So I think it's time that companies realize that work and life need to go hand in hand. And gone
Yeah.
are the days when we used to compartmentalize work and play and say,
Oh, you
okay,
could only take those many leaves and go travel only those many times and so on and so forth. Yeah.
yeah. Tarun, I think what you've mentioned here is extremely important for organizations to consider in order to create an inclusive workplace. One of the things that we hear about the entertainment media business is the erratic working hours and long stretches of work timings. You've been a part of the industry for 20 years. Which workplace model, according to you, works best for such organizations in the entertainment business?
I think the entertainment business has kind of lived in chaos in the name of being creative. And that chaos kind of continues to prevail at many levels. I think the model of allowing people to work on their projects independently and trusting them and letting their water find their own course, uh, and allowing them to really be empowered to define their workplace, their hours, and being easy with them is the best one, because at least then they can make some method in the madness, right? Otherwise, trying to balance a very structured workplace with a very chaotic production environment is, trying to burn the candle at both ends. When you allow people to be able to, if you're working on a project, then you can go to the edit when you think you find it comfortable and convenient. If you're on shoots, then you don't really need to attend to daily office work. And to be able to really leave people as empowered beings within this chaotic ecosystem is the best way forward, right? So you cannot expect structured, reporting, timing, daily meetings, so on and so forth at one end, and then expect people to thrive in the chaos of the production environment also with it. So let them define what is best for them. Let them define where they need to be today and where they need to be tomorrow, and how their project needs to evolve. Let them plan it, and let them be the decision makers of their life.
Wow, I think that makes a lot of sense. So, Tarun, you've led many large television networks and run some very successful shows. How would you describe your leadership style and how has it evolved over the years?
I don't know how I define, how- I don't know how I really define myself, but like everybody, I'm a work in progress. I want to build more and more trust. I want to build more and more happiness. I want to build more and more fun at workplace. I want to let go control. I want to empower people to be able to take their own decisions. I don't want to be a founder that has a point of view on everything, but I want to be a founder that can really empower people, enable people to be able to reach their own goals and to be able to feel that they've achieved something. So really, I want to take a huge step backward rather than a full step forward into managing people, but instead to be able to enable them from the back.
I think we need more leaders like you, Tarun.
Yeah, it's always work in progress.
My last question for you is, what has been your personal mantra for striking a good work life balance while navigating through the madness, the chaos of the entertainment business, like you said?
Live in the moment, enjoy the moment, right? So if you're at work, enjoy work. And when you're back here and you've decided not to work, then enjoy that moment too. I just did a break with some friends and family for the last 10 days. And, we just enjoyed the moment. So enjoying the moment can make so much of it, and discuss the moment rather than discussing work and discussing the future and discussing the past. Discuss the moment, discuss the waves on the beach, discuss, the lovely food you're eating, discuss, the wind and the breeze on your face. That will really make you enjoy yourself and get you work-life balance.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure talking to you, Tarun. So, and to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode and found it both informative and insightful. Join us for the next episode as we continue to explore the world of work and discover new ideas and innovations. Thank you.